International Day. Let me introduce myself. My name is Nabila Haza, and it is wonderful and precious chance for me to be your moderator in this international webinar on Tuesday now, 12th of October 2021. It is our privilege to have you all with us today. First of all, I would like to welcome all the honorable speakers in this event, the Honorable Associate Professor Kushamanda as a founder and CEO of the Asian Lecture Committee, and then the Honorable Mrs. Indriati Yulistiani as MSE, a lecturer from Esa Unggul University Jakarta, Indonesia, and the Honorable Mrs. Siti Rahayu Husin, PhD, from UPM Malaysia, and then Honorable Mr. Arista Atmajati, SKMM, as a founder and owner of Cargo Indonesian Magazine, Aero Indo Magazine, and a lecturer from International University Liaison, I2LE Indonesia. And then also all the honorable lecturers and all the participants. Thank you for joining us with us today. Very nice meeting you. And then, ladies and gentlemen, maybe before we begin, let's send our gratitude to Allah Subhanahu wa Taala for this valuable opportunity, because of His grace and mercy we can come together without any obstacle in here with a healthy condition and feeling well. And then praise and salutation may be upon our beloved Prophet Muhammad SAW, the best speaker and his companions. Before we come to the main session, I think it may be best if we start this day by praying first. And so the event that we will hold today will run smoothly and also without any obstacle at all. So pray according to individual beliefs may begin now.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
Amin. Adan, thank you very much. We are now ready to begin this international lecture series, study days of academic and best practice in our theme today, branding corporate image with social media. First of all, allow me to introduce you to the agenda. We will start by the opening session, which is right now, and then after that we will be hearing an opening remark delivered by our founder and the CEO of the Asian Lecture Committee, Associate Prof. Teguh Reza. And then the agenda will be continued as we're gonna watch an official introduction video from the ASEAN Lecture Committee, and the agenda will be continued to the main session, which is session 1 discussion. And in session 1, as per requested before, and this is a little bit of an information, Ms. Siti Rahayu Husin, PhD, will be the first speaker today because she had another schedule after this. And then the second session we will have Mrs. Indriati Yulistiani as MSc from S. Unggul University Jakarta, and the third session we will hear from Mr. Aristas Atmajati from International University Liaison, I2LE Indonesia. And then I would like to inform that all the questions and answer session will be followed after all of our discussion session ended. And in between every session of our discussion, there will be a short break, and there will be some entertainment video for us to watch to refresh us before we begin again the next discussion session. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I think we are very pleased now to invite Associate Prof. Teguh Reza as founder and the CEO of the Asian Lecture Committee to deliver us the opening speech. So, yes, the screen is yours now, sir.
Okay, thank you very much, Nabila. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam, bro.
Selamat siang, salam sejahtera untuk kita semua di ASEAN Higher Education Communities. The welcome fees only 3 minutes. The first, thank you very much for all the speakers. Is the famous speakers today. Puan Siti Rahayu Husin, MBA, Ibu Indriati, Tuan Arista Atmajati. This is very, I mean, proudly for you all Dan kepada partisipan semua, saya mengucapkan ribuan jutaan terima kasih atas join in this ASEAN Lecturer Community event today. The second, this event, ASEAN Lecturer Community is present. Kita ni boleh bercakap dalam English, dalam Malay dan Indonesian language, right? Because ASEAN itu lebih kurang penduduknya mungkin 400 juta lah lebih kurangnya. Mayoriti menggunakan bahasa Melayu juga sebenarnya selain English dan juga bahasa yang spesifik lah. Kalau Thailand ada Thai, Filipina ada Tagalog dan lain-lain. Tapi kalau Pak Arista guna bahasa Jawa, saya paham sikit lah. Tapi tak tahu kalau berarti apa faham tak faham. Jadi you can to use the English, Malay, Indonesia mixed language because another host participant, the student and lecturer and the general person is, not. All this English slightly, right? Okay. The setiap session nanti ada refreshing. Ada lagu, video yang membuat kita boleh happy and happiness because this event sharing series based of academic and best practice, not strictly like as conference, right? Jadi kita tak menggunakan lagu kebangsaan lah, sambutan ini itulah. Kita terus pergi kepada the core of event is sharing knowledge by experience, by best practice and academician. And last, yang terakhir sekali, saya selalu menutup dengan sebuah pantun. Orang Selangor sukanya buah manggaku ini. Tak tahulah betul apa tidak. Orang Tomang suka minum air selasi. Tak tahu lah. Air selasi Ibu Iriati tahu kan? Ada biji kecil-kecil tu kan. Nah, cukup sekian welcoming speech saya hari ini. Saya ucapkan untuk semuanya terima kasih. Itu saja, Nabila. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Very well in that such a congratulatory note. We will finally begin our main session today. And we, in this session, as informed before, we will have Mrs. Siti Rahayu, Hasin PhD, as a lecturer from UTM Malaysia as our speaker today. And for Mrs. Siti Rahayu, are you with us now?
Okay, Assalamualaikum. Thank you very much, Miss Nabila, as the MC for today. Thank you very much, Associate Professor Tunku Syarul Reza or Pak Reza, for inviting me again to this program. I am also very fortunate and very grateful to be here together with our panelists, Mr. Arista or Pak Arista, Ibu Irianti. I'm very impressed with all of your background, although I have just met you today. And to all participants or to all attendees today, students and lecturers, especially from Indonesia, thank you very much for inviting me and thank you for being here today, joining us in the event today, talking about branding, corporate image, with social media. All right, I would really love to be here until the end of the program, but unfortunately, I also have another meeting which is going on in my faculty, so I will need to leave. I apologize. I will need to leave earlier, but if I can get out of the meeting, I will join you again. Yeah. So I apologize, Pak Reza, Mr. Arista, and also Ibu Irianti. I hope to join you later.
No problem.
Yeah. Okay.
No problem.
So let me just share with you my screen. Hold on. Right. Okay. Can you see my slides?
Very clear just now.
Okay. Thank you. All right. So what I intend to do today is just to talk about briefly about branding, corporate image and using social media for branding and building corporate image. It's not going to be lecture. I hope we can discuss, but I know with the limited time, I may be able to just highlight few things that I know with regards to branding and corporate image and social media, but I open to question and answer as I go along. So please stop me anytime if you have any questions or if you want to share your opinions and thoughts about the discussion today. Yeah.
No
So
problem.
okay, so thank you. Again, I'm Siti Rahayu Hussein from Malaysia, from University Putra Malaysia. I have been in the faculty now. It is called School of Business and Economics for more than 20 years. So hopefully, inshallah, with my the limited knowledge that I have and the limited experience that I have so far in doing research, in doing, of course, teaching and consulting and training and so on, I can talk to you and with you about today's topic. Yeah. Okay.
Right.
So let me ask you a question. What do you think of this? What is this?
Nike and Apple.
All right. Anybody else would like to say anything about this?
Apa tampak ni?
Okay, yes, of course. When we talk about Nike or Nike and Apple, of course, we say the word Nike or Nike and Apple because we are very familiar with the symbol. This is symbol actually, yeah. This is symbol. The swoosh symbol is copyrighted, is the trademark, is the intellectual property of Nike, right? Or Nike. We here say pronounce it as Nike. In the US, they pronounce it as Nike. So whichever is correct, right? Nike or Nike. And the other one is Apple. Everybody knows what Apple is. Apple is a fruit, but you see when we look at this logo, this is Apple, but it is not the fruit that we eat, right? This is a multinational global company, which is among the top company in the world in terms of products, especially products that are related to information technology, right? Okay, so how do we get to know these two big corporations? Okay, the swoosh, the symbol, yeah, the swoosh symbol for Nike and the Apple, okay, the Apple logo for Apple Inc. Yeah. Okay, how do we get to know this? They are not from our country, right? They are from the US. Both companies are from the US. But I believe today in the event today in today's session, among the 60 plus participants, many of you are have used, are very familiar with Nike products and also Apple products. Many of you have the shoes, the shirts. Okay, many of you have iPhone, iPad, and many more. How do we get to know them? And what is our perception of these two companies? Anybody would like to share your thoughts? What do you think of these two companies? Anybody?
Silakan. Siapa?
What do you think of these two companies? Are they, of course, many know that they are the one of the two of the largest companies in the world. What else? Do you like the company? Do you have positive perception about the company? Do you think that the company contribute to the world, not just by producing and selling products, but what more? Right. So this is what we will be talking about: the corporate image, right? Corporate image, corporate identity, branding. Okay, we can brand ourselves. We can brand ourselves as an individual, but it takes a lot more to brand something, a product for a company, and it takes a lot more, even more effort to develop the corporate image. So what's the difference between corporate identity, corporate image, and branding? Right, so let me discuss with you the basics in corporate branding, in corporate image, corporate identity. But before that, let's look at Nike. Yeah, if you search Nike or you type Nike and IKE on the internet search engine, okay, you can use Google, you can use Chrome. When you search, when you type the word Nike, you can see this. which means you can have that description of Nike, and you can also see and get information about them, about Nike, on Instagram, on Twitter, on Facebook, on LinkedIn, and many more, right?
Yep.
So many years ago, several years ago, perhaps 20 years ago, we may not see them on Instagram. Perhaps we did not even know what Instagram is, right? Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn. But today, if you look at many companies, all of them already have their presence on the internet, and they are on all platform, social media platform. In fact, if I ask everybody, perhaps everybody today in this session, you have your own Instagram account, you have your own Twitter account, you have your own Facebook account, you have your own LinkedIn account. Okay, so do you have your brand? Are you a brand? What is your brand? Okay, and if you are having or selling or manufacturing and marketing many products, you have a company, you have multiple companies, for example, how do you develop your corporate image? Corporate identity or personal identity, individual identity is yourself, but image is something that people perceive who you are or what you are. Right? So the perception is important. In marketing, we always need to look at perception, because perception can be influenced. Perception can be right or wrong, but perception is what people think of us. So it's important for companies, for organizations to develop good corporate image. Okay, they need to get people to perceive them positively. Okay, so when we talk about corporate branding, corporate image, and corporate identity versus small businesses versus individual, the strategies may be different. The effort that needs to be put into developing the corporate image may be similar, but it may be in different magnitude. All right, so what I'm saying is, in today's business environment, it is important for any type of organizations, whether it is a small company, a big company, a small medium enterprise, a new startup company, micro business. It is important for any type of organization to have a brand, to brand themselves, and to have their corporate identity and project a good image to the world, or a good image to the society or to the environment. All right, and it's not that easy, although we say that, oh, okay, as long as I have an Instagram account, I have a Twitter account, I have Facebook account, I have LinkedIn account, I'm already there. People can know me, people know me. It's not as easy as that. And many have not done it cost effectively. All right, because all these, the communications about your identity, about your brand, may require effort, time, money, and other resources as well, right? So Nike, as we see them today, they have been in the business for many years, and they have built their company in such a way that they have that corporate image. Meaning, when we look at the symbol, the swoosh symbol, we already know it's Nike. We already can associate what Nike stands for. So many of us have that positive perception of Nike as a corporation, right? Okay. All right. So this is just some definition of branding. So branding is actually a symbol, name, logo, or anything that belongs to that one person or that belongs to that one company. All right. So if you are a new company, or if you are a new business and you have one product, how do you brand your product? So you have to register. Okay, so branding requires you to register so that you have that intellectual property rights and nobody else can use it. Okay, so I cannot use Nike if I want to produce shoes and I want to put it as Nike shoes. I cannot, because Nike belongs to Nike. I cannot use it. It is the intellectual property of Nike. So you can use a logo, you can use a brand name. Brand name is things that you can say, you can pronounce. Symbol, Okay, sometimes you have color, you have font. So everything that you register as yours, it will be protected. And branding is not, although we know that global brands can be used all over the world, but in every country that they go, they have to register, right? So the goal of branding is to identify ourselves, to identify our brand, and to differentiate ourselves from others. That is very important. So if in Malaysia, we have Siti Nurhaliza, the singer, she has her own brand, which is Simplicity. Okay,
Yes.
so she
Cosmetic product.
yes, she has her cosmetic business and she used the brand name Siti Simplicity. Okay, and Simplicity brand cannot be successful just by registering the name Simplicity. There must be a lot other effort that needs to be done in order for Simplicity to be popular, in order for Simplicity to be accepted, and for people to buy Simplicity brands and to be loyal to Simplicity. Right? So that is branding, right? So that is branding. So we talk about Nike just now. Okay, so if you want to brand something, if you want to brand your product, you want to brand your products, okay, you want to brand something, you must first know that people go through several stages in knowing the brand and in accepting the brand and later buying the brand and becoming loyal to the brand. Okay, so it's not automatic. It's not that today Siti Nurhaliza says, oh, I want to produce cosmetic and I want to put my brand Simplicity and that's it. No, she needs to create awareness. She needs to educate customers. She needs people to know. She needs people to accept. What does it mean by simplicity? Is it simple? Okay, so what does the brand connotes? What does the brand, what is the brand associated with? Okay, so we have many brands that use certain themes or certain ways so that it is associated with something, right? And when you have brand, definitely you want to increase your sales, okay? Because you now differentiate yourselves from competitors, okay? And when you get people to buy, you don't only want people to buy once, okay? You want them to buy frequently. You want them to buy more than one time. You want them to become loyal. The challenge in today's business environment is that customer loyalty, even when they are loyal to us, they may also be loyal to other brands as well. So how do you get them to always buy your brand when they are also loyal to other brands? So it is that perception. It is the share of mind. Okay, in marketing, we always want to get that share of mind and share of wallet. Okay, so people remember us as the alternative brands and at the end, they will buy us, buy our brand. Right? Share of mind, share of wallet, right? So that is what you want with your brand. So for corporate image, on the other hand, it is about the whole organization. Okay, so for example, let's say we have a new hospital. Okay, so people don't know about the hospital. People have been going to other hospitals, but now you have a new hospital. How do you get people to know about the hospital and how do people perceive the hospital? Is it just an ordinary public hospital or is it at par with the best private hospital in terms of service quality? So the image, the corporate image of the hospital begins with people knowing it, people seeing it, people experiencing the service in the hospital. So all this, yeah, the combination of what you do and the combination of what you don't do and but what people experience with your product, with your company will make up the image, the corporate image of the organization. So it's very important, yeah, for us to do things right at the first time so that we give the first good impression to our customers or potential customers. So we need to communicate, we need to do things, and we need to provide products and services that are positively influencing people's perception of us. All right, so the people that are important to us in order for us to develop that positive image are the customers, definitely, our shareholders, okay, the financial community, and also the general public. Okay, in marketing, we have internal marketing, external marketing. So we need to do both. Internal marketing to our own shareholders, stockholders, suppliers, staff, and external marketing, of course, to our customers and our other environmental factors that affect our business. All right. So developing corporate image, like I said repeatedly, it will not just happen like that. Okay, it requires effort from the company. Of course, there are things that we can do directly. There are things that we don't do, but still will influence how people perceive us, perceive the corporation or the company. Is the combination of both, right? So we need to focus on long-term reputation. Yeah, long-term reputation. So how do we get that? We must have our own policies, our own system. Okay, and when we do business, in any business dealings, we must do it honestly. So honesty is very important. Okay, and of course, we need to uphold the stakeholders' right to know about what is going on in the organization. All right, so elements of corporate image, there are two: tangible elements and intangible elements. Okay, so of course, a branding and what we do for our brand can also be part of the tangible elements. So you see the logo, brochures, websites. Now you have the Instagram account, Twitter account, TikTok even. For many corporations, they also have TikTok. Although in the beginning, initially, social media is for socializing. But today we see that many organizations are also adopting social media platform for them to communicate with their customers, with potential customers, and with public. All right. So that is the elements of corporate image, the tangible elements, and also the intangible elements. So what happens when a company has image problem? Right. So we talk about developing and building our corporate image, doing our branding strategies. What happens when a company has image problem? You will see they may face high employee turnover. People don't want to work with them. Disappearance of major customers, people leave them, people switch to other competitors. Of course, for stockholders, shareholders, a drop in stock value will affect whether they want to stay investing in our company or not. Okay, relationships, poor relationships with suppliers, with vendors, with government officials. Okay, and of course, drop in current and future sales levels. So we do not want that to happen. All right. I think last time when MAS, Malaysia Airline system had the crisis where we lost our flights. Yeah, we lost people, and there were so many negative publicity about how MAS, Malaysia Airline system handled that crisis. So it affected the company image. It affected the corporate image. So when things happen like that, especially when you get negative publicity, it affected the company's or the corporate image, and company has to rectify, company has to address that problem. And it may take months, years for the company to rectify that. Right, so we try to avoid that in the first place. Okay, all right. So developing a brand image, like I said just now, we need to do something. It won't be there just by having a brand. So it requires a lot more from us. Okay, so I'm going through very quickly, but I hope you get the points. Yeah, and then managing corporate image requires us to have our corporate identity, and then communicate that corporate identity to our staff, to our people, and to the public, to the external environment, so that we have that corporate image, and we do the communication directly and indirectly. So today what we are seeing is companies are communicating to the external environment, especially using social media platform. Okay, we cannot deny that, and especially because of the pandemic, the use of internet, the presence on internet, the use of social media marketing are very effective in communicating with whoever that we want to. All right, so companies are using social media platform to communicate. Okay, and don't forget that we also need to get feedback. Yeah, input from the public, input from our customers, so that we can always improve ourselves, so that we maintain that good, positive corporate image. All right. Okay. So I'm showing here, of course, I know just now Ibu Indriati from Esa Unggul University. I know it is one of the best school or best university in Indonesia, but I'm very familiar with Gajah Mada. So I'm just showing Universitas Gajah Mada and Universiti Putra Malaysia. So we have the logo, right? So if we talk about even for universities, educational institution, okay, or public agencies, corporate image and brand are also very important. Okay, many years ago, perhaps people did not think that it is important for universities, especially public universities, public hospitals, to work on corporate image. But today, we need that. We need good corporate image, and we put a lot of effort into getting a positive corporate image. Okay, we do a lot. Okay, in order for us to be there. Okay, we are on the rank, the top 100, 200 ranking in the world. Okay, all those do not just happen just like that. Yeah, we must put effort into it. So Gajah Mada and UPM have been in the education industry for a long time. Okay, and they are still there, and they are still among the best. How do they maintain that? Yeah. Okay. So think about that. So when we talk about corporate image, when we talk about branding, it's not just for big corporations, multinational companies who are manufacturing products, who are selling products, but also for public institutions as well. Yeah. Okay. All right. So I'll go into social media and how social media now is important or is significant for branding and corporate image. Okay. So what is social media platform? It is a platform. Actually, it's just a platform. So it is where we can communicate. So how do we communicate? That's the question. What are our strategies? Okay, that is very important. So role of social media marketing is actually to increase the visibility and to communicate the messages. Okay, the issue now is, or the challenge is, even when we are communicating with people directly, intentionally, people will be talking among themselves, okay, without us asking. So if they are talking about us positively, then it's good for us. But if they are talking negatively about us, then we have problems. So when we post, when we tweet, when we retweet, when we like, when we share, when we comment, when we recommend, everything on our social media platform are visible to everybody in the world. All right, so how do you make people perceive that you are a good corporation, that you are providing quality, that you are focusing on your customers? That is important. So if, for example, the CEO of a company post something or do something on TikTok, that post, okay, or that video, even if it is only for 1 minute or less than 1 minute, people see. So what is the perception? Okay, what is the impression? Okay, so it's very important. So that is social media. So that is how social media is powerful today. Okay, all right. So we can use social media to our advantage, for our benefit, to build trust, to increase traffic on our site, of course, and also to put ourselves on the top of the search engine. Okay, so if you go to, like I showed just now, if you go to the internet, if you go to Google or Chrome, when you type Nike, you can see many things about Nike, right? So if you type UPM, what can you see? If you type Siti Rahayu Hussein, for example, what can you see? All right, so that is our aim. If we want to make use of social media, we want to make use of the internet to our benefit, so that wherever people search for us, they will see something about us, and hopefully it is positive. Okay, it is something positive. So it will be there, right? Okay, so if we don't do it properly, social media can break our brand image or corporate image. Okay, for example, if you say that, okay, contact us, we are available through this phone number, email address, and so on and so forth, but you did not, or you do not respond appropriately, especially you do not respond appropriately to negative feedback. Okay, or on your Twitter, on your Instagram, on your any platform, you only talk about your product, you only use hard sell. Okay, hard sell, just one thing to sell. People will get bored, people will get intimidated. Okay, they may not want to follow you anymore. They may just switch, right? And your social media marketing has no proper strategy. Okay, so you must know in social media marketing a lot of training. Okay, because you need that knowledge. You need to know the techniques, the strategies to use social media effectively. Okay, or else it can break your brand image. Okay, and inefficient customer care. At the end, whatever that you do is all about your customer. You have to care for your customers. All right. Okay, so let me show you this. Do you know this? Upin and
Yes,
Ipin.
Upin,
Okay.
Upin.
I think
Betul,
Upin
betul,
and
betul.
Ipin. Yes, very popular in Malaysia, very popular in Indonesia and also Brunei, I believe. But Upin and Ipin is only a brand. What is the company? The company is Les Kopak. I don't know how to pronounce that properly. Les Kopak, okay, or Les Kopak. So they have been successful in developing the Upin Ipin brand, and with Upin Ipin, it has helped them to develop good corporate image for the company, which is Les Kopak. Okay, so you see Upin Ipin everywhere. They have merchandise, they have movies, they have many things, right? And they are on Twitter, they are on Instagram and everything. All right, so this is what they have done. They have created brand awareness. They have managed to get that perception about the quality and association with the brand, and then people become loyal to the brand. Okay, so academically, if we follow ACRE models in terms of getting brand equity, we need to go through this process to build our brand. Yeah, all right. So if you're talking about yourself, a person, how do you brand yourself? Okay, if you have a new small business, how do you brand yourself? And if you are introducing a new product, how do you brand your new product? Is it using the existing brand, or is it creating new brand, and so on? So in marketing, this is about integrated marketing communication, IMC. And today with social media platform, we also have social media marketing. I'm going through this very quickly. I know. I hope the other two panelists will talk more about this later on. Yeah. Okay. So the advice by the industry is that we must start with a plan. The plan starts with your objectives, and it has to be SMART objectives. SMART, specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and you have that timeline. And then you must identify the right platform. Okay, you mix up your format, you use photo, you use video, you use text, and so on. Okay, you must know your audience, expand your audience, and then you build relationships. And today it is quite impossible not to sell on e-commerce, so you must use the right e-commerce platform. Okay, and then you must have your calendar. Okay, if you look at the tips on social media marketing, you need to know what time, what day, which audience that you are targeting. So you must have your calendar. Okay, and from time to time, you need to also check out what's trending. Okay, and in terms of social media, you need to focus on quality instead of quantity. So even if you have many followers, look at the quality. Are your followers buying your products, or they are just followers liking to see your posts, but they don't buy? They are not your customers. Okay. And I think lastly, in terms of rules for social media, you don't need to be on every channel, especially if you are new. Okay, it's better to choose the right ones and to do it right first before you move on to the other channel. Okay, because you need to really understand your customers, your audience. Okay, for example, you don't need thousands of followers if those thousands of followers do not buy your product. So if you have 10 followers and they buy again and they recommend and they buy more, that would be better. Okay, and you need to post frequently. Like I said just now, you must have your calendar. If you're not posting, if you go to the Instagram post and you say and you see that the date was in 2017, then people will question. Okay, so you must post frequently. Okay, all right. And lastly, I think this is I have two more, but this is to just conclude on how to build your brand on social media. Be consistent across social media platforms. You must have a logo, definitely. Okay, when you brand yourself, you must have a logo, or else people don't know. Yeah, you can use colors. Okay, colors can attract people. Okay, your voice is not just what you are saying, but when you are writing, people can also think or perceive something about your voice, tone of voice, and then talk like a human being. Okay, when you write something, when you post something, when you have your video, talk like you're talking to your friend. Okay, and allow for two-way communications. Okay, and from time to time you may have stories to tell. Be honest, again, be transparent, and only post relevant content. This is one of the, I think, best tips, because most new businesses, they use the same account for their personal communication with their close friends. That is not good. You must separate personal and business account, and you, in your business account, only post relevant content and make it visual. Okay, visual, because people like to see, people like to watch, as compared to reading. All right. Okay. Just a few more, just one or two more. This is in terms of brand voice. If you want to study a lot more about this, the brand voice can be friendly, can be warm, can be playful. Okay, can be personal, can be scientific, can be engaging, and so on. Right. And the last one is in terms of your calendar, best times to post on social media. This one is not foolproof, okay, because it depends on your target audience. Okay, in different countries, different markets, you may see some variations in terms of when and how you want to make use of this social media platform.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think that's it from me in terms of the overview of corporate image, branding, and social media. Any questions?
Yeah, thank you.
Any questions? Any comments?
There is a question in the WhatsApp and email too. You want to answer after you meeting? Back?
Oh, if I can make myself available, then I can join again, but I'm afraid I may not be able to join in time.
Okay, now
Maybe
for
we can forward them to your email.
Okay, can. I can give you my email now, yeah?
It should be more flexible for you, right?
Yes, of course. Sure. Okay, that is my email, rahayu@upm.edu.my. Okay. Thank you very much for listening. I wish everybody all the best, and I hope if I have the time, I will join again. Yeah. Thank you very much, and I'm sorry for that. Thank you. Assalamualaikum.
Okay, good afternoon. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam sejahtera untuk kita semua. First of all, I want to thank you for everybody in here, the participants, and also Associate Professor Bapak Tengku Syahrul Reza, who already inviting me in this session, and also, of course, my colleague. We already have Miss Siti Rahayu Hussein before, and after this, we gonna have Mr. Arista. We will have so many insight from the social media branding for the corporate. Okay, because I'm from the communication sector, so maybe what I'm talking about is more about the social media from the communication point of view. Okay, but let me share.
You want to share by yourself or my staff? We can help you.
Yes, I will share myself.
Okay, kasih co-host Ibu Indriati Kang Indah, please.
I think I can do that, Rodi.
Okay, right.
Okay, I will share my presentation. Yeah.
Now is welcoming to the screen. Yes, clear. Right.
Okay, but in my actually I cannot see in my laptop. Wait a second. Okay. I will give the title of my presentation is Social Media Modern Magic for Building Image.
Interesting.
Yeah, but I put the question mark in there. Is it really a modern magic for building image? Okay, we stress in the modern magic. Okay, but before I talk about this matter, I want to talk about myself for a little bit. This is my number and also because we are in the social media people, right? So I have to share my Instagram and also my email. So everybody who want to tell me something or just talk about anything, you can call me or email me or everything you want to say in my Instagram. Okay. Before I am a lecturer, actually, I'm going to the private sector as the public relation person. If Mr. Arista from Garuda, maybe Mr. Arista familiar with the name of Sempati Air? Yeah, for a moment.
Yeah, Humpus Group.
Yes, you are right. Humpus, Cendana, Pak.
Yeah.
Yeah. For a
while. Sandiwara di udara. Wah,
okay. Yeah.
Arisan.
Ya, arisan di udara, benar-benar. For a while, I work as the public relation person in that company, and after that, I dig myself into as a journalist. I was a journalist in the Liputan 6 SCTV for about 13 years, and I started as a reporter, presenter, news producer, and
like as Arista is presenter at RCTI.
Yeah. See my track. Yeah, see with my track.
Yeah. In 2009, I decided to leave the journalist activity because I want to focus in my family, because I have a little children, and so I focus in teaching. But actually, I already teach in several universities long before that. I already teach in the Esa Unggul. I already teach in the LSPR Institute, London School of Public Relations, and also in my alma mater. Yes, Ibu Prita Gani, you are right. And until now, I still teaching in the LSPR Institute actually, and also in the FISIP University of Indonesia. That's my alma mater. I got my S1 degree and also my master degree in the FISIP Universitas Indonesia. I think, and after leaving the journalist, besides engaging in the teaching, I also a trainer. I set up the training company that called B Training. B as a beyond expectation training. So we hope that everybody that took our training will have the beyond expectation. The result is the beyond expectation. That's the branding, Now, we did about the hour. We talk about this one. Miss Siti already said about Nike and also Apple. And let me ask you all about this one. If you see mineral water, what the brand you have in your mind, in the top of your mind?
Wow.
Aqua. Yeah. But if you ask the youngest people, maybe they said yang manis-manis, le mineral. Yeah. That's the top of mind, right? You are right, but you are right. In Indonesia, top of mind, the brand for the mineral water, air mineral is Aqua. Okay. Aqua, everybody knows Aqua. If we want to have a glass of water, then we said, can I have Aqua? Is a terminology that refers to just the water. Is Aqua. And for that, Aqua also differentiates their product. for the aqua, it's actually not expensive. We know aqua for not expensive, okay? And everybody knows that. Just for the higher people, for the higher social economic, they have the other different kind of branding. They have collaborated with the other branding. They have this one. And for the children, they also have the line product for the children. I have a child, my daughter is collected this one because she is liking the bottle, the princess bottle. Nah, with this one, Aqua reaching the more demographic area. Not only the people who will use as a air minum, just to minum biasa gitu ya, but also for people in the higher class and also for the children. That's a differentiation of the target market.
Yes,
They
right.
try to do that. And okay, that's Aqua. And what do you think about this one? What
Wow.
value do you see?
High class
High
customer.
class, okay. Cozy maybe? Expensive?
Yeah, expensive.
Expensive?
You know what? How much this car?
Yeah. Yeah. How much money that I have to pay for this one, right? Yeah. Mercedes-Benz is the value of Mercedes-Benz is like an expensive one, luxurious, and also coziness that they offer to the market. And how about this one? This is actually that very viral back then. Is cycling bicycle Brompton. Maybe you already know this one. It's also like the same value. Kind of be like the same value with the Mercy for the car, and Brompton for the bicycle. It's luxurious. It's also expensive. So sometimes when we see in the
Not Brompton from Garuda.
yeah, yeah, you are right.
Iko Arista
The
no.
case, the case of Brompton. Maybe after that, Mr. Arista will tell us about this one. The gossip.
I never see that bicycle.
Okay. But just because the Brompton is very popular as a luxurious bicycle, sometimes we see in the social media people who use Brompton for their cycling, they put the photo, not their photo, but the Brompton photo, the bicycle photo is more important than their photos actually in the social media because it's define the status. It's define that they are from the certain level of the people in our society. In Indonesia especially, I don't know in the other country in the Asian, but in Indonesia, Brompton means people that higher society, social economic, good social economic, and so on and so on. Okay, that's the value. Company create a brand with identified identities. They have so many identities that they put in their brand. Miss Siti already told about that, but let me rephrase it in one word. The identified identities that company create in the brands, we call it as a branding. Okay, in that branding, the company put the strategy, the marketing strategy, the identity, how to do the advertisement, and how, the design, the value, to hope have the trust from the people, from the market. Okay, that's why branding is so important for the company. It's for company, for the corporate, but also for the product. It's kind of different, but in how we handle it is quite very the same, I think. For branding, product branding, and corporate branding, how we do it is not too different with the corporate branding. So what we have with the corporate branding, that's the easy way to say what is the corporate branding is what the company wants to be perceived by customer and other external stakeholder. It's share the value, proposition, relationship, and positioning. That's the corporate branding. And why we need the corporate branding? This is all the reason that we need the corporate branding. We need the corporate branding because of these things that make our brand is long lasting, unique, everybody knows, and we hope like Aqua is will in the top of mind of the targeted market. That's the highest achievement, top of mind of the highest of the targeted market. And if we succeed it in the corporate branding, the company will be creating a brand value with a positive image, of course. Miss Siti Rahayu, before talk about, we have to put in the, we have to branding to our corporate and also to our product, because if we have the positive image to our product and our corporate, everybody will love it. Okay, everybody will be the loyalty customer that we all want it to be. The loyalty customer, the customer that going over and over to buy our product. Okay, but corporate branding not always the hard selling. Is not hard selling. Is soft selling. With that branding, with the something that the positive that somebody or people knows about the corporate or about the brand, people like to engage with that brand. People like to engage with that corporate. So they want to buy or they want to connect it, make it a collaboration or something else with that corporate or with that brand. It's very good for our company, of course. Okay, that's a corporate branding. We already know about that. So why? The other question is why we use the digital communication as our channel of communication. Why we need to use digital communication, and it means the social media marketing. Okay, why? The answer, we have to see the media habit, because we know the media habit in our society has changed. It's already changed time to times, and now after we society of reading society and hearing society, audiovisual society with the television, now we are in digital society. Look around in our neighborhood, look around in our society, in our community, we always see people with the handphone, of course, in their hand, searching something, doing something with their gadget, right? If in the yesterday, not very long ago, we see people in the street reading from the newspaper. We never see it anymore. It changed. What we see is people with the gadget everywhere. Even when they are in the same table as they have to discuss something, but what they do, just talk in the gadget. In Indonesia, we call it yang jauh jadi dekat, yang dekat jadi jauh. Someone that very far is already kind of near for us, but someone that near, maybe in beside us, can be very, very far in distant, like a distant that we feel like a distant, because we are not talking with them anymore. We talk with somebody else in the Instagram, we talk with somebody else in the Twitter and other social media. That's why we have to use a digital communication, not conventional communication. That's the reality. But when we see the data, the number is also very clear. We see only in the 10 years from 2011 to 2021, the magazine is less than 50%. Who still reading the magazine is less than 50% than before. Also the television in Indonesia, television still the one of the media that very influenced in Indonesia. But in general, the use of the television is less than 24% in the only for the 10 years. The radio is 19% decrease, but the using of the digital, like the desktop and mobile, is increased very, very big. Like the mobile is plus 460% in 10 years. I don't know in 10 years from now, like 2031, I don't know what the number we will have, the increasing of the mobile user. We are social, which also have the research every year, actually 2 times a year, and they have the numbers that they share to us. And if we see the overview of global internet use in the January 2021, the number is also increased from the last year. Today's people in the world more or less use the internet for average almost 7 hours in a day. It's like the time that we use for working, right? 8 hours a day, or for sleeping 8 hours a day. When the time we use for the social media, for internet, is also almost 7 years, 6 hours, 54 minutes. Is very, very much time that we use. And the internet user in the world is already in the almost 60% people in the world already use the internet. So the penetration is very big, very large. So many people in the world is engaged with the internet. So if we use the internet as our communication channel, it will be an advantage for us. And this one, the reason for using social media for everybody who use this the social media and the internet for the social media. I want to stress for some of the reason is like reading news story, finding funny or entertaining content, because I will talk about this later, and finding inspiration for things to do and buy, finding product to purchase, sharing and discussing opinion with others. This we talk about word of mouth and electronic word of mouth, EWOM, work-related networking and research, and so on and so on. This is the reason everybody who use social media. Maybe that's the reason that maybe we use that reason too for engaging with the social media for us.
Mhm.
And this is the survey from Toluna. It's actually from 2019, but I think is still related for us. I stress in this one.
Mm.
When we see almost half of the millennials follow
Mm.
companies and brands on Twitter.
Right.
Okay, this is the trend, the new trends, different from the older generation. The millennials that use the Twitters
Mm.
follow the companies or brand. So it's a
Mm.
good news for the branding, corporate branding or product branding. And
Mhm.
also 50% of millennials follow company and brand on Instagram.
Mhm.
Still the big number in here. That's why is the reason for us to use the social media branding is more they have more confidence, and for us it's time, maybe it's time for us to do the social media branding. And this is the other reasons. Okay, they use, how about the ads?
Mm.
Is that any place for the ads for the user of the social media? Actually, yes, because we see not everybody who use social media want to have social media that ads free, because they
Mm.
have to pay something, right?
Mhm.
So for them, it's okay to still have the ads, but they want the ads that relate to them. In here, we talk about the big data. That's why the big data is very important for us. So we know our targeted market and what they want. Um, as we know in here, so we can have the ads in the social media.
Mhm.
And why we have to do the ads in social media? For one reason, if you do ads in social media and you compare,
Mhm.
you have the ads in the television maybe or broadcasting,
Right.
the cost is very cheap.
Yep.
Because not on the important cost for the TV or the broadcasting ads is the cost for the placement.
Mm.
They cost us every second 100 of in Indonesia is very very high.
Mhm.
So if we compare that with the ads in social media, ads in social media is cheaper, very cheaper than in the broadcast media. We still have to make it like for the broadcast media, but not as complicated as that. Not as complicated as the for the broadcast media, of course. And the placement for the social media is relatively cost-free,
Mm.
right? Maybe if we buy, if we have to pay, it's not, it's not, it's not expensive, as expensive as the broadcast media.
Mm.
So that's the magic of social media, right? We think of that. That's the magic of social media. Okay, we use the social media for our branding image, for our corporate image, for our product image. But really, that's so powerful. We don't have to do anything. Just put it in the social media, and the rest is a history. People just come and see our social media posts and also buy our product, just that?
Thank
Of
you.
course not. Of course not, yeah. Miss Siti Rahayu already tell us what the complication of the social media is, not magic at all. And also, reputation doesn't build in one night. If we talk about the branding, we will have to talk about the reputation. And the
Mm.
reputation is built in one night. Miss Siti just said about the some corporate that have long history, like UGM that she said, and also my alma mater, University of Indonesia. They have a long history, so they have established their name. Of course, for the Esa Unggul, they have also the long history, so they have the
28 years.
reputation like now.
28 years now.
Yeah,
Happy birthday.
yeah, you are right.
Yeah, last
Thank
week.
you. yeah, last week.
Yeah. Birthday.
That's not the easy road, of course. From nothing until now. Everybody maybe 20 years ago doesn't know what the Esa Unggul is, but right now maybe many people already knows about Esa Unggul. Okay, that's what the reputation doesn't build in one night. So it's that we still have a lot to do. And what's that? This is the plan. I think this is the time to planning the magic with the public relation. Time for cyber public relation. I told you because I'm from communication area, so we have to talk about. I want to talk about this one, and I already in the side from PR side and also from the journalist side. So I think I can combine my my experience from these two fields, and I think this is the cyber public relation is something that we have to talk and something that we have to plan because they have magic in there.
Yeah. Me.
Okay, and this one I will talk about the advantage of the cyber PR. One is a real time, of course. Once you post and that time everybody will see. So there's the disadvantage is no room for mistakes. If you already posted, maybe in the second, everybody already know that. You can delete it, but remember everything that you already have posted in the social media, in the internet, in the digital, it will stay forever. And for the communication is constant communication, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, and is a contents, interactive, no boundaries, no limitation of the time and no limitation of the area. It's a multimedia, we can use anything, photo, script, audio visual, and so on and so on. And it's not expensive, less expensive than when we talk about conventional media. And we can use some tactics for the cyber PR, like a news release, online press room. It's like a free ride, you know. We post something and maybe news release, people from the journalists will take from that story and make it in their news. It's a free ride. We don't have to pay to have mention in the news, in the newspaper, or in the broadcasting because we just made it for the news. We have a targeted program, of course, campaign, something like that, optimizing search engine. So when we type, our name is in the top of everything, and then post article or case studies. That's something that tactics that we can use for our cyber PR. And how to do branding strategy in social media. First of all, research. Research for what? Identity your audience. We have to know our audience. This is the question that we can ask to ourselves, to our product, to our corporate, to identify our audience. And then define our intention, our goals. Is it a public awareness or attracting new audience or building relationship? That's our goal. and find the right social media. Your audience in there is in the social media. So we have to find the right social media that the target is matched with our target. Like if we want to sell or we want to talk to ibu-ibu,
Yeah.
Maybe we can use the Facebook, right? Because Facebook is for the older people, and the younger people use the maybe Instagram. But if we want to get a funky or hips, we can use TikTok. Why not? It's a good social media if we use it in the right way, of course. It's a lot of people who use TikTok. Just the right target and the right the right target for us, the right social media. And then set your content. Set the content as a content strategy and also the influencer. Influencer in Indonesia is play the important role for the strategy in the social media. And we have certain type of influencer. If we talk with influencer, in the modest way, we can divide the influencer as this one: mega, macro, micro, nano influencer. The reason for us to choose the influencer is the character of the influencer, character of our product, and also the followers of the influencer. It has to be meet each other. I have to go through very fast. This is only for your information about the how it's a mega influencer and the other influencer. If you want to have the large reach, incredible reach, use mega influencer. Of course, it's expensive, but when we talk about the engagement rate, actually mega influencer, the engagement rate is not too big. It's only 1.6% because of their engagement. The engagement rate is the engagement. They divide it with the followers. They have so many followers, more than 1 million followers for the mega influencer. Macro influencer is a people who have a follower 100,000 until 1 million. High credibility because usually they are a celebrity or opinion leader, TV personality. They are the influencer. How about the micro? Micro is only 10,000 minimal. 10,000 followers. Engagement rate is more than macro and also mega, and content less polished. So it built more trust to everybody who see that, because if we see the post that very polished, we already know that's an endorse, that's an influencer. So we know it's a ad, so we don't want to buy it. And today is nano influencer days actually. Why? Because this is they only have in followers only 1,000 maybe, but the engagement rate is very high. Because they have the very specific posts relate to their credibility, relate to their something they do or something they have. Of course, low budget, very low budget, and easy to work with. And for warm and e-warm effect, that's one that I talked about before, word of mouth and electronic word of mouth effect is very high.
Can use for
Okay, okay. And this is the successful content in social media. We can use the many kind of type. This is I share the data, what the social media, the kind of type of post that will have take the intention of the viewers. And this is only some ideas about how to use the social media in the creative way. Many corporate do that, like a Zoom. Zoom attract people to use their product with like a virtual background competition. It's attract people because everybody engage. It's unique. Everybody can have their own virtual background, and then they have the competition about that. It's one of the idea, and of course this one make the moment for the idea. People like to share, especially for a Muslim in the Ramadan. So this campaign very successful because it's engage everybody for give something to everybody else. This is some idea, just some idea. Maybe Mr. Arista will give our others idea, that very exciting idea. Thank you very much for your attention. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Salam. This interesting.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Indriati Luciani. That was a very insightful presentation you got there, share with us, and I find it very interesting too, as I am also a communication science background. And then all the question and answer will be held at a very session ended when all our discussion session ended. So I would inform again to all of our participants, should you have any questions, you can head off to our chat box or message me personally, and we will try to read it and get it answered by all of our speakers. Now we are going to have a short break before we are continue to the second three of the discussion session. For our multimedia team, you may now have the screen to entertain us.
Oh. Arista will be to start just now, but you want to listen one refreshing first, brother?
Yeah.
Okay.
Of
Can
course.
shut down
Okay.
it, and then there are you can.
Right. Thank you very much, our multimedia team. Now I think without not much further ado, we will invite Mr. Arista Atmajadi FNM as a founder and owner of Carbon Mission Magazine and aerodynamics lecturer from International University Liaison IULE Indonesia to have the screen to share with us the presentation today. Mr. Arista Atmajadi, yes, you may now have the screen.
Okay, thank you. Wait a minute.
It's clear. It's very clear screen. Okay, good.
Okay, good.
Yeah, very clear.
Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Ya, Om Swastiastu, Shalom semua. Salam sejahtera. Superb for two speakers before, yeah, because you ladies swipe all the theory of the branding of the corporate image branding, yeah. So maybe I only will take only 15 minutes or 20 minutes, especially on the best practice, yeah. Best practice, ya, because my previous pembicara sebelumnya sudah semua teori dihabisin, ya. Jadi saya tinggal sisa-sisanya malah enak. Jadi at the first time I have seen that the audience about 60 students, mostly Indonesia, ya, Pak Sarul, ya. Mostly
Majority
is Indonesian, so better I speaking both, yeah, a mix combined. So yeah, and now I notice the audience 30 students left, only 30 students. So maybe too long for me, as I will take 30 minutes. Okay. Yes, Mbak or Bu Indriati, ya.
Yes.
Indriati, yeah. I noticed maybe you ex-stewardess, yeah, if I'm not mistaken, according to your page. Is that right? I don't know.
In what? Sorry.
Stewardess pramugari, mantan pramugari.
Oh no, I'm not from
Oh.
steward. I'm
What?
from
PR.
PR.
Oh, PR.
PR.
Ya, oke. Yes, saya 28 tahun di Garuda. Saya juga the first anchor, the first host at the RCTI, Bu, at the 1989. Yeah, I'm the first anchor at the news at RCTI. So I know some of your colleagues at the RCTI like Dwi Anggia, you know Dwi Anggia, Muhammad Akhir,
Oh
David
yeah,
David Silahoy.
yeah.
Yeah,
Actually, they are very maybe
Yeah.
10 years
yeah.
after me.
I know personally David Silahoy because
Yeah.
David Silahoy is same with my wife friend, yeah, Silahoy from Ambon, Molucas. Yeah.
Iya,
So
anak
I
baik
know
sekali dia.
personally. I know personally Ambon.
Iya, salam Pak.
Ya, oke. Oke, let's start. Jadi, this is theory that according what I make expand, it's good more. Jadi sebetulnya dunia media sosial, actually dunia sosial, media sosial, I mean, I think I noticed really boosting since the years of 2000 upcoming until now. Of course, the first time was Facebook in Indonesia, very booming at the time until now. And I noticed from the data from the I collected from the Kupo Nation research. This is maybe NGO that focuses on media sosial studied that di Indonesia pengguna Facebook di Indonesia itu nomor 4 di dunia ya. Nomor 4 di dunia setelah India ya, karena India itu penduduknya kan 1,2 miliar ya, 1,2 miliar, kita cuma 270 ya. India itu pengguna Facebook ada sekitar 290 juta, jadi sekitar 19,01% ya pengguna Facebook di India. Lalu nomor 2 adalah pengguna Facebook, kita amati Facebook dulu ya, yang booming ya. Itu adalah Amerika. Amerika itu pengguna Facebook ada 190 juta ya, comparing with the total population about 600 billion people at the USA. Jadi ada sekitar 57,7% pengguna Facebook di Amerika. Lalu juga di nomor 3 adalah Brasil. Brasil juga ini penduduknya besar ya, sekitar 500-600. Pengguna Facebooknya ada 120 juta ya. Jadi ada 57,06% ya pengguna Facebook di Brasil ya. Lalu di Indonesia itu menurut data dari ini Kemenko, Ministerial Office of Information, that the user of the Facebook Indonesia approximately about 43,06% atau almost 45%. Jadi memang not 45% ya, sekitar 43 juta dibandingkan 270 ya, sekitar berapa itu 30% ya. Oke. Ini adalah macam-macam bisnis sosial media secara yang ada ya, still existing ya right now. Itu macam-macam ya, ada yang disebut blog, microblog ya. Ini blog ini banyak disenangin orang-orang yang milenial ya, yang suka cerita-cerita daripada bikin buku cerpen ya sambil narsis ya. Dia using microblog ya. Macam-macam ya, microblog ini ada WordPress ya, Multiply. I was strong user of WordPress ya. I have a microblog blog using WordPress. Ada juga Twitter, Tumblr ya, etc. I don't know ini Koprol lah. Saya nggak pernah nih ada Koprol ini, saya nggak pernah. Ini macam-macam ada. Dulu ada Yahoo ya, ada Yahoo Answer, Yahoo Messenger ya, zaman kuno ya. Ini kan kita bicara sejarahnya ya.
Yes.
Macam-macam. Lalu di bawah ini ada konten ya, ada sampai sekarang ini konten itu berkembang menjadi ada yang kalau kita gunakan secara positif itu bisa menghasilkan uang ya, bisa menghasilkan uang ya. Itu ya kita tahu apa Atta Halilintar ya, we know some YouTuber very now reaching very crazy rich ya according to the YouTube. Also some corporate ya, some corporate using the YouTube for socialize their product ya, especially yang saya tahu airline Garuda ya. Saya kasih contoh yang benar-benar saya tahu ya, di YouTube juga Garuda and Citylink ya. Sekarang saya 3 tahun terakhir itu engage with Citylink ya, because I manage their magazine with corporate with Citylink to boost atau untuk mengenerate cargo revenue ya, karena the pandemic era ini yang boosting adalah bisnis kargo. So saya punya majalah kargo dengan Citylink, kadang-kadang ya kita memakai media YouTube ya, even corporate socialization from big company like Garuda and Citylink and airline. They are using social media, you know, because related with the cost ya, the cost biaya ya sangat murah ya, hampir nggak ada biaya. Lalu juga ada ini social networking site ya, misalnya. Nah ini LinkedIn ya, seperti Bu Siti tadi dari Malaysia udah mensitir buat LinkedIn. LinkedIn, I think this is very serious ya. I most like I don't know, LinkedIn this is a kind of media social or not, because LinkedIn is very serious ya. Apa yang di-share di LinkedIn itu hampir nggak ada yang bohong ya menurut saya ya. Yeah, very serious. This is very serious ya. I like LinkedIn. I have LinkedIn also. And then nomor 8 yang sosial media yang ini saya nggak pernah tahu nih. Second Life, eRepublik, WordCraft, I don't know. Maybe some student Xiaomi using this like Three Kingdom, Travian, I don't know. Lalu ini ada macam-macam tadi sebut, ada Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, MySpace saya nggak punya, Google Plus ini ada ya. Sekarang saya kuliah di mahasiswanya Pak Kita ini puyeng ada Google Plus, ada Google apa Room apa itu. For me, yes, for me it's like you, senior citizen, I think quite make us headed ya. If everything of the material of the class deploy in the Google Plus, so I'm bit by bit to learn about Google Plus, Google Room, Google Chrome, etc. I think your student Xiaomi very familiar ya. I suggest, saya sarankan untuk mahasiswa mungkin ya pergunakanlah LinkedIn kalau untuk you selling your profile, your profile with seriously, because I never seen in the LinkedIn that people share the fake with the fake material, everything very serious. Ya. Beda dengan Facebook. Facebook, now many fake comment di Facebook. Ya, saya nggak begitu suka Facebook. Sekarang itu kayak perang proxy war ya, perang proxy war tuh Facebook yang banyak dipakai. Facebook right now I think getting worse. It's my opinion. I don't know. Maybe Mark Zuckerberg will angry if listen my analysis.
Yeah, but the information from the MNC corporation is Facebook is the first is hoax news.
Oh, I see. Ya. Ya karena ini apa usernya banyak. Mungkin
Ya.
kelihatan mungkin about 2 miliar seluruh dunia ya, totally ya.
Ya.
Lalu ada ini Badu. Nah, ini tadi kenapa saya sebut Badu ini nggak tahu. Kalau saya baca ini beda-beda. Baidu sama Badu beda nggak? I don't know. Baidu sama Badu. I written from my research this morning. Baidu is Chinese. Maybe Badu different. Yeah, Baidu. I have account of Badu also. Yeah, Badu is not. Saya salah ini. Saya dulu waktu 3 tahun habis resign, saya banyak klik ya Pinterest, Badu. Ternyata Badu ini perkencanan. This is mentioned ya. Badu this is like cari jodoh ya, cari jodoh. Jadi mungkin this is appropriate, suitable for the student ya. So I left Badu because Badu that many very sorry many solitaire girl join as Badu. So I left because I have many social media account according my teaching, according my experience, whether LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Badu, Pinterest. I have all. Yeah, I have all. And then if you stay or if you dapat pekerjaan Cina, mungkin adik-adik tidak akan menemukan produk sosial media ini ya, karena Cina bikin sendiri. Ada yang namanya WeChat ya, Facebook mereka itu dinamakan WeChat ya. Cina sih pede aja, penduduknya 2,5 miliar kan, dia bikin maunya sendiri. Lalu juga ada dia bikin Weibo, lalu juga ada bikin Baidu ya, bukan Badu tapi Baidu ya. Jadi itulah beberapa media sosial yang ada di dunia ya. Dulu waktu when I resign in the 2016, and then I have plenty of time to do something on the social media. I have many accounts, and then I selected which is the most appropriate with my character, with my job ya. Tadi apa yang seperti dibilang dua pembicara dia sebelumnya, bahwa sosial media itu harus digunakan sesuai dengan tujuan corporate ya, corporate. We have to adjust with the goal of the corporate, and then also we have to adjust with our activity and daily activity. Yeah. So that's I told you before that Baidu for me and Mr. Sahrul is not appropriate. Yeah, it's not appropriate because there are many ladies, solitary ladies.
Okay.
Oke, ini nggak begitu ya, itu masih sama yang tadi ya. Beberapa sosial media yang ada. Nah ini adalah sosial media kalau dirangkum ya, and we compile all the social media in the world, ini ada, saya nggak jelas ya, itu ada macam-macam ini Itu tadi ini yang kelihatan tuh ada tulisannya Facebook, apalagi etc. Ya. Itu tiap every colors it means this is every kind of the each social media you can count on it how many social media in the world right now and then we can choose whether which one appropriate with our company sesuai dengan kepentingan mengiklankan atau memberikan edukasi dari perusahaan ke masyarakat tentang produk kita atau kita sendiri yang mau mempromot kita ya. Nah, ini adalah this is appealing from the kantor Kemeninfo ya. Ini sambil dari Kemeninfo, ini adalah suggestion dari mereka ya. Lalu ini adalah suggestion untuk yang muda-muda ya. Tadi mungkin ibu-ibu Bu Titi sama Bu Adriani tadi secara teoritis udah oke support ya. Semua already they have covered all the theory. So in this time I only appealing how to using the social media immature, inappropriate ya, supaya sekarang kan ada undang-undang ITE ya. Saya hanya suggest kalau kita bersosial media ini adalah hal-hal yang harus dilakukan ya. 5 things ya, ada 5 things, ini ada jaga keamanan akun supaya tidak dihack, jangan percaya hoax, hindari ya. Ini di Facebook ini yang hoax nih, banyak banget. Even Bapak Presiden juga masih prihatin tentang perang cyber di Facebook ya, terutama ya, menyebarkan yang hal yang positif ya, harusnya supposed to be you have share the positive thing ya di social media, and then ya gunakan seperlunya. Nah ini gunakan seperlunya, lalu yang terakhir adalah menjaga privasi ya. Syukur-syukur kalau Anda ada bisa membuat kombinasi password angka dan huruf atau 3 bulan sekali diganti. Itu adalah gunanya menjaga privasi.
Oke.
Jadi ini adalah penggunaan di on my company Garuda Indonesia ya. Itu dulu kita pakai IT ya, bukan sosial media ini ya. IT itu yang memakai internet yang berbayar ya, pakai WiFi dulu awalnya tuh bayar bisa menghasilkan duit. Jadi sama aja dengan YouTube sekarang, orang dari YouTuber menghasilkan duit ya. Kalau kita pakai website ini kita masih bayarkan ke web hosting. Ini contoh aja ya. Misalnya Garuda bisa menjual Garuda Wi-Fi, pada awalnya dia harus bayar di atas. Jadi kita bisa kerja di atas pesawat, tapi awalnya dulu bayar. Sekarang rasanya enggak sih. Sekarang free ya, karena persaingan. Ini contoh bukan sosial media ya sih, sebetulnya campuran ya, kontennya sih kayak konten bikin sosial media ya. Misalnya ada yang agak semi ringan ya, misalnya kiri itu tunjukkan boarding pass sehingga dapatkan diskon untuk beli oli pelumas. Sebetulnya itu kan enteng-enteng aja materinya, tapi dia memakai website yang berbayar ya. Ini adalah contoh di Garuda ya. Nah, tapi sekarang ini digantikan YouTube ya. Sekarang di YouTube itu saya banyak, terutama Citylink ya. Citylink ini kan marketnya itu kan milenial ya. Citylink, the low cost carrier, respectable low cost carrier Indonesia, now often using YouTube as a media partner. I don't know, quote unquote media partner. And then because of concerning the cost of budget yeah, because using YouTube I think more cheaper yeah, rather than conventional yeah, rather than using the conventional media yeah.
Okay.
Ini adalah contoh juga yang di Garuda, tapi ini yang berbayar ya. Saya rasa itu yang dari saya singkat
Baik.
aja ya, karena pembicara terakhir itu ya hanya nambal sulam aja. So this is the most privilege for the latest speaker is
Oh,
for
good,
me.
good. Best
Yeah.
practice.
Yeah, because only to put where is the rest one. So
Yeah.
thank you
Yeah.
very much.
Yeah.
So I give the
Yeah.
time for the moderator or Mr. Reza.
Yes.
Finally.
Good. Best practice sharing.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you
Nabila,
very much, Mr. Ustad Najuri, for
your screen can do code down.
oh, for excellent presentation you share with us today. And then I think we are now going to move forward to our question and answer session.
Direct to read of the question from WhatsApp and